So I'm so excited that she's here.
We have Anna Leigh. Welcome. Finally able to make it onto the recap. Finally able to welcome you to the family. You are now part of the Races recap. How has life been?
I'm so happy to be here. I'm back in the US. Got a little break from traveling, so I'm ready to do all the recapping.
Where have you been in the past this year, just in 2024? Where have you been?
Oh, Lord.
It's only been like 6 weeks. I mean, how many places could you have been?
I've been to Singapore, West Virginia, Bali, the Philippines. Just got back from Tokyo. I'm like,
Your body has
I'm ready to
no
be
idea
home.
what time zone it is.
No,
And-
my body is so confused. That's why I've got my drink. I'm ready to roll.
And my bet is she's still going to be more reliable than Joey Cavino, who is a retired.
Goodness.
He's a retired dude who makes his own schedule. And this girl is in 16 countries and is still going to be on the show more than Joey Cavino. Place your bets in chat right now. Let me know who is going to be on more shows. The girl traveling to a different country every week, or the guy who is probably building a shed in his backyard during retirement. Who's going to be on the show more? Place your bets in chat, please. Place your bets.
Me. Pick me.
All right. So this will be the last time that we get a start like this, where teams actually start where they finished. So Rod and Leticia finished 5 minutes ahead of Ricky and Caesar, so they get a 5-minute lead. They finished 15 minutes ahead of Derek and Shalisha. From the rest of the season, it's going to be those 15-minute intervals like it was back in season 33, right?
Oh, you're right, because it's the chartered flights again. I forgot they're doing this. I don't know if everyone knows this too. This was actually filmed before season. This was
supposed to be 35, yeah.
Yeah.
So it has the same rules as 34. So same rules as 34, but it's going to be season 30, yeah. So it's a little weird. So this will be one of the last times we really have to mention starting times. So Juan and Shane are a fourth team, and they are an hour behind the first team. So the first three teams had like 40-minute lead or an hour lead on everybody else. So there's like a clear separation between the really good teams and then everybody else.
It made sense, though, because those were the three teams that really didn't get lost in the first leg.
Yeah.
If you think about it, the pilots, they got lost bad.
Yeah.
They just caught up a lot of time with the challenges.
And we thought the military teams were going to be the teams that had good navigation skills because of their military. Do you have any early favorites? We haven't had a chance to chat with you. Do you have any favorites?
Well, I do like the military brothers. I just like them. Like he said, I feel like they're good with navigation. But you know what's so funny is Bailey and Anthony, I think that's their name. They remind me of Liam and Jeremy so much. Like
they are so go with the flow.
Bro.
Yes.
Bro.
I'm sure like they are a blast to hang out with. Like the go with the flow does not work well in the race. Like you have to be like the hustler. You have to be like snatching people and being like, where is this place?
Yeah, he's like, do you know where we're going? No. Do you know where we're going? No, but you know what I do got? A Cliff Bar. Bro, let's do it. Let's have a Cliff Bar. And it's like, you know,
like when they dropped the clue and had no idea, and some random person's like, I think you need this. And like, oh my God, we do need this.
But no, you're so right. Like that's exactly what happened with Liam and Jeremy. They were so chill. I remember passing them in India and they were just like hanging on the back of their rickshaw, like hanging out. But I don't feel like they're gonna go far. I want to root for them, but who I really like, even though I know Kashim, I don't know their names or how to say their names, but the two friends and Pink.
Pink, okay.
Well, they bigger, but they definitely have like the oomph to get it. And even though they're in the back right now, I'm rooting for them.
They have the oomph to get it, but I'm not sure they know all of the rules of the race.
It's hard not to be impressed right now with Team Orange, Team Light Blue, Rod and Leticia, and Ricky and Caesar. And one thing that is impressing me right off the bat from Ricky and Caesar is their stamina, their ability to maintain this pace while every team is suffering from like this heat exhaustion. And looking at them, they don't look like they're in the best of shape, right? You're not going to be like, oh, they're going to keep up with the football player and his athletic wife. But
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked, honestly.
Vastly underestimated them during the pre-assessment thing. It's insane though when you have this retired NFL player who's built like a house, and he's like, Ricky and Caesar are right on our tail. We gotta hurry. Like they're our competition.
Yeah.
I would have never in my life preseason.
It's like
would have said that Rod would have been intimidated about.
His shirts don't fit because his arms are ripping off. Their shirts don't fit because the belly's sticking a little bit, right? It's a little tight.
I love them though.
But they keep it up.
Absolutely adore them.
I am impressed.
Right? I wonder if they have multiple little like Hawaiian matching shirts, or if it's just that one. I'm curious to find out.
If they slay all season like this, they're gonna have to get some sort of deal somewhere. They're gonna have to.
Oh, for sure. With Tommy Bahama.
That'd be so cool. No, I really, really like them, and like after this leg, I like them a lot more. Like they're
just a good team. They're
Yeah.
just a very solid team that doesn't make a lot of mistakes.
It's hard not to like the top two teams right now. They're acting right, they're saying the right things, doing the right things. They're focused. They're not getting lost. Meanwhile, literally every other team has gotten lost.
Yeah.
Some
Let's
teams
remember
4 or
too,
5
Ricky and
times
Caesar-
already.
Ricky and Caesar did mess up a smidge, and they still right on the tail of Rod and Latiz.
Yeah. This is insane.
It's just so odd to me. I feel like because I've like maybe seen him on TV, I feel like they're the one team that's like such an outlier team. I don't know why. It just is so odd to me. But
Which team?
I think it's because they are hyper competitive, and right now there is a lot of teams that are not.
There's some chill teams, bro.
bruh.
Bro. We're gonna race? Nah, bro. We're gonna enjoy this experience. And you know what? If we win, we win. If we don't, bro, it wasn't meant to be, man.
And again, I think I would love to hang out with them like on a Saturday on the beach. Like that sounds amazing.
Hell yeah. One of them plays guitar.
When surfing, I'm calling them.
100%.
Absolutely.
I worry for them in the race though, because you have to like as less and less teams are there, it gets harder and harder, and you have to get more and more competitive. Like you just do.
Yeah.
Watching
Absolutely.
it back, I don't feel bad for being cutthroat. I feel like more teams need to be cutthroat and not so helpful. I also think that the daughter and her dad, I think it was on leg 1 or leg 2. I kind of get confused with them right now, but by helping the military brothers, I think that was a mistake. There's little things watching back that I'm like, if I was in their shoes, I'd have been flying.
Yeah.
And again, I've always stood, if you're in the middle of the patch, like the upper middle range of the patch, a little good karma out there, point them in the right direction. You're not going to make first, but you're not going to be eliminated. Father-daughter were never in that position.
Oh, no. Like, listen.
You can't help at the back of the patch. I'm sorry. When you're at the back of the patch,
when the race starts and within the first 20 seconds, your dad is biting the dust, not ass first, face first. You just guys like, you're lucky you made it past the first leg. You made it twice as far as you thought you would.
I did feel bad for him.
How old is he? Does anybody know?
He's 60.
60.
He's up there.
But listen.
Yeah, he's older than my dad.
You could say whatever you want, like, oh, she was so sweet to her dad. But I would take how you were with your dad any day of the year to get those results.
I have some thoughts, and I don't know when to put these in this episode.
Whatever you want, man.
I usually rip into the parents of parent-child teams a little bit.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to flip the script with this episode a little bit because I feel like the children are kind of babying their parents a little bit.
Team Black? The Team Black? Are we talking Team Black? Are we talking Team Walla Walla?
A little of both, and I hate it because I do like Danny and Angie.
No!
And I understand
I love super fans.
I understand compassion for your parent. I do. Like, mom was dying of a heat stroke in Paris, but we were in the back of the patch, and I was like, I will let you rest, but we got to get to a point where you can rest. And we got onto the train onto Amsterdam, and mom just full blown was sprawled out on the floor for an hour, just on the air vent. But you got to push it a little bit.
Yeah, but she was dying of heat stroke because you wouldn't let her stop and drink water. That's probably Like you'd probably go to jail for that if like this was like public endangerment of an elder.
Yeah.
Like it's a
That's how
different.
mommy called her an elder.
Thinking of it, thinking back, like my dad, he never really got to that point. There were times where I had to like
Your dad was dying of heat stroke, his heart attack. There was people who were scared he's gonna die of a heart attack because of you.
They made him, and he's so mad about it. He calls me every single episode, and he's like, "I can't believe they made me look like an old fart." I was like, "They really did," because he was fine. He drank all his electrolytes. Half the show I ran with his bag, and they never showed it. And he was fine. So he never got to that point, but maybe we just didn't run as far.
So
I did it though, but like you just gotta push him a little bit. I expect that of any partnership. I don't care if it's dating, cousins, parent-child, best friends, long-lost sisters. Like, you have to push your teammate a little bit. Now, I'm not saying like when Margie passes out on the mat, Luke should have dragged her by her foot. Like, there's a point to it, but like,
well, he should have.
You are in a competitive race. You have to push a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's $4 million. You get this opportunity once. I mean, there's a part that's like, yeah, I want to be nice and help people out, but also
get your ass on. It's a race for $1 million. Your body can go a lot harder than your brain thinks it can. It could do a lot more than your brain says it can. So just shut up and do it. And this whole leg was 2.3 miles. So I don't want to hear Vinny and Amber. I know you're in chat. What's going on? 2.3 miles. Everybody's passing out. It was 96 degrees. It wasn't even 100. All right. So 96 degrees, 2.3 miles total.
Ooh, that is hot.
And everybody's
coming
passed.
from people that have done the race. I want to remind everyone, this is someone that's done the race. We ran 11.9 miles in France, and it was 110 degrees outside in the summer. Like, we've done this too.
Yeah.
Okay, he said
I didn't keep track of how far we ran, but I remember Vietnam and Thailand being a lot. Now I want to go back and look.
We had little Fitbits, so we could cheat a little bit. So you did like to the lead, and you look, and you're like, we ran 13 miles today.
Oh, and I keep the stats for every leg, so I have all the information for you already. All right, so Vinny and Amber said it was exhausting. It was extremely exhausting. People went to the ER that day. Derek almost passed out. Team Walla Walla was pushing for sure. Louis Cologne, hey, Familia's in the house. Mike B, this whole place is going crazy in chat. If you're listening on one of the podcasting devices or from wherever on YouTube later, try to get here live. We are now Fridays, 8 p.m. Eastern. The chat is really a lot of former racers and current racers hang out there. It's really cool to get some information from them and get to see some of their personality without being edited. Like you'll learn to love Annalie as much as you hated her last year.
I never hated her. She was always a queen of the hot.
No, our fans loved you.
You have my back.
Our fans understood.
But I get you. I totally get you in that race. And like, you weren't cruel to your dad, but you were pushing him a little bit. But again, it's a competitive race.
But that's also what he wanted.
He always told me every single night. I was like, am I pushing you too hard, or am I like doing too much? And he was like, no, I need it. If you're not yelling at me, like, I think it's okay to let off. So yeah, he's like, keep doing it.
I imagine everyone that's ever been eliminated from the race, no one's going to be like, I wish I would have just gone a little easier. Like, no one's ever thought that, right? Everyone's like, I wish I would have pushed a little harder, done a little faster, made a little harder decision.
Always hindsight 2020.
So if you did the color correction rather than the balloon, this leg was only 1.1 or 1.2 miles. So you could have saved the whole half the leg. Justin and Michelle, welcome to Pure Classicness. Did they just subscribe? Did we get new subscribers? Did you even know we got subscribers? We got like 3 members.
No,
congratulations to the members. You guys get the inside scoop. I have to let you in the new Discord. Thank you, Justin and Michelle. We appreciate you. Welcome to the Classicness.
Vinny and Amber did just make a really good point in chat. We do have to remember that this is only their second leg ever, and it literally is continuation of the first leg.
Yeah, it's actually just one long leg. Yeah,
gotta give a little grace, and I gotta keep that in mind because those back-to-back legs are trash, and I can't imagine your first 2 legs ever as a racer are back-to-back.
Yeah, that's rough. It takes 2 legs to like get into it and kind of feel out how the game is.
Did they did they give you a brown bag lunch and do a health check and make you sit down for like a half hour and then let you go, or did they just tell you to keep racing? Vinny.
Just keep racing. Actually,
We had like
no, we
it was like 10-minute break.
Yeah, we got a little break, which I will say is some crap because on our season,
Some crap.
this non-elimination leg thing, nobody got eliminated. But on season 36, the no non-elimination legs, they got eliminated, which I think it was deserved. But I also think it should have happened on our season because they said there are no non-elimination legs, and that was one of them.
Who would have been out on your season that first leg? Remember?
I think it would have been Liam and Jeremy. No? Yeah. I think it might have been either Liam and Jeremy or Jocelyn and Victor, one of the two. They were
Jocelyn and Victor got first, didn't they?
Well, you know, this is all one day for them, like, because this whole leg, you know, how long could it possibly have taken? An hour, 2 hours? It was like
Liam and Jeremy.
It was like 2 miles. It was 2 miles of walking. Like how just the walking is.
But I did their point though. Like, and I think Leigh just said it. It takes a couple legs for you to even get a feel for what it's like to be in the race.
Oh, absolutely. It's your first leg. The adrenaline is off the charts anyway. A mega leg, something crazy, pushing your body, pushing everything right from the beginning.
Oh, especially because you hit that mat at the end of the first leg, and you're like, "We did it. We're third. We're done. We just go to the hotel."
Your brain shuts off.
Hey. Trust me, we had that happen twice, and it is hard to rebound from. But you think like your feet hit the mat, you're into that break, and you're like, "Nope, you're keep on going."
I remember my dad asked Phil. He was like, because Phil pulled it out, and he's like, "Here's a keep racing clue." And Dad was like, "Wait, are you sure? Check your other pocket."
I want to meet your dad so bad.
So Amber and Vinny in chat, let's give them some props. They left last at 142, and they finished 8th, which if they would have, the team that left 8th had a half-hour lead on them. So they made up at least a half hour that leg. But they left an hour and 40 minutes behind the first place team. It's just crazy.
Holy.
Yeah. In that first part of the leg, the separation there between first and last, but how tight first and second was. And it came down to it again. This is it's going to be another tight leg if you didn't get he said 7th, not 8th. Represent, asshole. 7th. Give me my props. Just remember, take a map. I love that part. The people they didn't show the culture enough because the people here are the all-stars. The judges have been great. The bystanders have been awesome. Everybody that they've shown has really been stellar.
We'll talk about it instead, but that little roadblock lady that's just like floating around like a butterfly in the background, that's amazing.
Yeah, they did a good job. So he was like, take a map. And then Shalise is like, is it free? He's like, yeah. And they're like, oh, okay, I'll take a map. Give me a map. So they got a free map, and they still wind up getting lost. Like they show them specifically getting a map, and then they get lost for 20 minutes or whatever. So, so teams must make their way to the La Iguana Bridge. This seems like such a simple thing to start off a leg, like just the basic, hey, go to the La Iguana Bridge. But people were so lost in a place that has like one river. How is it really hard to do? It's a bridge. This place has one river. You got to go across a bridge, and it has one river. Just go up and down the damn river. What's so hard about finding this bridge?
I have one conspiracy theory, and this doesn't affect the cousins or the jump ropers who literally just went to a wrong place. I think all of these other getting lost are normal, just like what happens to every team when they're looking for places. They filmed it for like an hour, and they're trying to fill an hour and a half time with like very simple challenges. So they're trying to fill it with something. So I think they're filling it with teams like looking for places and being lost when it truly is just like what all three of us have done before when you're like just trying to find someone and like You're like, is that where's the road? And then you finally find it, and they're just filling that time. Yeah, that doesn't apply to the cousins or the jump ropers. Literally, just like doing a challenge. It doesn't apply to that.
What do you think?
And I will say, like, every single person it seemed like on this episode, when they were lost, they were all like, well, there's probably other teams more lost than us. That was not my mindset. Like, I thought when I was lost, like, I was going home. It was the end of the race for
Absolutely.
me.
It was never. How could you chill and be like,
Everybody,
oh, if I'm lost, somebody else is lost? Whoa.
Everybody here's chill. I'm like, if I was that lost, I would not be saying, oh, other people are probably worse off. I'd be like doing everything I could to not be that lost.
Let's do everything we can for Justin and Rochelle. Sounds like they should be a team in the Amazing Race with a name like Justin and Rochelle, right? They dropped 30 bangers their first time donating to the chat. We appreciate you. 30. This is this is the least I could do for the awesome recap series I've been listening to for years now. Thanks, Justin, James Earl, and welcome, Anna Leigh. More to come. Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah, so I looked. Thank you so much. We very much appreciate you. I'm glad you can get something out of the show. Hopefully, you make it onto the Amazing Race, and we get to watch you and talk about you running and living your dream. So many super fans this season. Love seeing it. But like the map. So, like, you know, if there's literally one river in this whole town, and then what else would the bridge be? To me, it just seemed like common sense, and I think the teams that understood navigation clearly are doing so much better than the teams that are just relying on getting directions, or I don't know.
Yeah, and a lot of them speak Spanish, don't they?
A ton of them do.
At least 6 teams speak Spanish.
Well, I think Ricky and Cesar does. The pilots do. The girlfriends do. The father and daughter do. Who else have I heard speaking? I swear I've heard more people.
I think Amber from Vinny and Amber. One of them speaks fluent Spanish, or Vinny does. I mean, there's so many people speak Spanish, and they only go to like Spanish countries. So this is take a map.
It's like Jocelyn and Victor in Thailand.
Take a map.
I was like, now how?
So Derek and Shalisha get the map. They get lost. They wind up bumping into Ricky and Caesar and ask Ricky and Caesar, "Where the bridge at?" Ricky and Caesar, sorry, no.
I did it. I did. They were fighting for
sorry,
first.
No.
It's valid. If you're fighting for first place or you're fighting for last place, like all bets are off. Again, if you're in that middle ground, if you're like Justin and Diane are 3 hours ahead of us on a flight,
sorry.
We're gonna help each other out, sure.
Which there is a point, because it is so early. If a U-turn is coming, I also think that it could make some teams and help us, kind of like how Robin and Chelsea on our team almost got off because they weren't helping anybody. I could see that, but I mean, it's so early. Who knows?
It is. I get their argument though. Like if you just start into the middle of the pack, right? You have the firefighters, you have the mother son. Sure, like you're not going to be eliminated. You're not going to get first. Get some good karma points out in the world. So maybe if you're struggling, someone will help you. That's fine. I did that.
Yeah. So Rod and Leticia, what do you think about their rock, paper, scissors strategy when they can't decide between what they should do? Instead of giving up control to each other, they just give up control to rock, paper, scissors.
I think it's too risky. I feel like if I were to go back, I would allow whoever knows that they're like more beneficial in that challenge to step up and say like, hey, I'm doing this challenge, rather than
rock, paper, scissors. So when we can't decide, we're just gonna rock, paper, scissors. No, use. Explain why you feel that way. Explain why you feel like this way is better, and then decide.
I don't think it's better, and I think for 99% of the teams that would not work. In my head, though, I think Rod and Leticia, no matter what challenge they did, they were going to knock it out anyways. Yeah. So I think that's why it doesn't truly matter with the rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, they seem to work really well together. That's not going
to work for me and Mom. I don't think that's going to work for you and Diana. I don't even think that's going to work for y'all, Annalie. I don't think that works for most teams. I think that's just a team that's going to knock out whatever challenge is in front of them regardless. So it doesn't truly matter. And
it's fine now until they have to start counting down like how, who's done what.
Yeah.
We'll see, but they feel like they truly have this ride or die mentality with each other. Like they have 100% confidence in each other and they just push and know how to push each other when speak a little firm, but they don't go overboard. Not yet. We'll see how it goes when they start falling behind and we start feeling the pressure of being in the back.
That is fair. I think you see people stress out more in the back of the pack too. It's really easy to be chill when you're in the front of the pack.
At some point, they're going to be in the back because there's bunch points all the time.
It happens to everyone. Literally, I don't think there's ever been someone in the race that hasn't at some point been in the back.
Yeah. Yeah.
You may not end up in the.
We thought we'd never catch up, but then it was almost like 3 or 4. That's when everything started to change. But the first 2 legs, I was like, well, we're at the back. We're staying at the back.
It fluctuates. It does.
Yeah.
It's rough. Like the stress sets in immediately, and then it kind of sets the whole tone for the rest of the race. You're like, I don't want to ever get to that place again. So
as more and more teams leave, like the back to the pack becomes less and less, right? So at 5 teams, 3, 4, and 5 is the back to the pack. The first lead, 3, 4, 5 is the start in the front of the pack.
And the team that's never. Yeah.
Well, I was saying it's always the goal for like leg 1 or like mega 1, whatever, is just not be last. Like that's the goal, and then you get in it and you're top 10. And you're like, oh, well, let's get top 10 and let's get top 5. Like it never gets better. It only gets worse.
Yes.
It gets worse. That's for sure.
It just gets worse.
So
should be at the end of every leg and just tell them that.
A team
Congratulations on the race.
It just gets worse. A team that's never stressed Anthony and Bailey. They just leave their route clue at the desk, no problem. But the guy, I guess while they're getting directions, but they're lucky enough that the guy brings it back to them while they're just filming a stand-up and talking like, yeah, bro. Sean and Michelle looking for the Iguana Bridge, stand in front of an amphitheater, looking around, says, yep, sees a clue box. This must be the Iguana Bridge. This amphitheater. Let me get this clue and then go and do a roadblock. Yep, this seems right. Sit down and just and I'm like, what?
The thing that gets me, and like when the clues are very close, it's easy to stumble upon one. Like Mom and I did that.
This was a half a mile. It was a half a mile away.
Yeah, so Mom and I did that at the line. And you know, when we were in Africa and you had that one turn took you to the baskets, one turn took you to the lion counter. We started it, but like after like 2 minutes, I was like, Mom, we don't know how we're supposed to be here. This is not right. And we left. Like they're deep into some paint facing or painting the face, and they're like,
they didn't figure it out until another team came and was like, wait a second, this isn't the first thing. This is the Karishma, and they were like, this isn't the first. No, this isn't the first one. There's a detour before this.
That's when you know it's close.
Yeah, no, it was, and I get that, but you just have to make sure you know. They tell you that. I don't know about if Annalie for y'all, like the preseason, they're like, make sure you know how you got to a place before you just start doing stuff.
Yeah,
like, they tell you that.
If you want to see a full map and how far the distances are and all that stuff, we have it right in the Discord. The link is up in the chat, in the description below. Just go into Discord. You can see the full, and then you can also see a clue by clue chart of where every team falls behind. You can see exactly where they fall behind. Spoiler alert: not many teams change position. It's like super linear. Just really.
And Jackie in chat is asking what happens if you do stuff out of order. I think it's just if you try to do it out of order and end up on the pit stop, you're just going to get dinged for whatever you didn't do. So like you didn't go to the route mark, or you didn't do the detour, and that's like 4 hours for the detour. I don't know what.
No, if you, she's saying if they just did everything, but just did it in the wrong order. So,
I guess it's up to them if they penalize you. No one on our season got a penalty, and there were things that a lot of teams didn't follow directions.
So what would happen is if no matter how good they did the roadblock, they couldn't get their clue.
That's fair
so they would have never gotten their next clue. So they would have had to say like, "What the hell are we doing wrong?" and been like, "Oh, we have to do something before we can get that clue." So that's probably how they would have figured it out. But yeah, so
I saw earlier they were asking too about is it a son who hosted Amazing Races prior?
Danny, he did.
Yeah.
Oh, he's like a super fan. Like, I think he is like in it to win it. I worry for them.
I extremely worry for them. He is going to have to carry that team beyond belief. Like they start with a negative because she's one of the oldest competitors, right? And she's going to be weaker and slower. So they start right there. Okay, his superfan weighs it out a little bit. So at best, they're even. Like
It can be done. The age thing, it can be done. Mom was 52. I just need Angie to get the fire.
Angie needs to get like a shot of adrenaline or some shit.
He's handling it so well though. Like he's so patient. I honestly think even if they went home next leg, I think his whole life would be made because he's on the show. And that it's like watch.
He's a
I want them to go
gem.
farther. I want to see them. I want to see them do well. I just need her to have the passion that he has. And I feel like she's trying to do this for him, and I want her to do it for herself. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, she's 55. I mean, she's representing. She's not as old as Man Down. He's 60.
I still feel bad for him, Justin. Please.
Chris, down goes Chris. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, come on. Let's have some fun with it.
Oh. He was trying. Listen, it was just that start where we're all bunched up and you're just trying, like it's that like sprint burst of adrenaline, and that's
and you put the
My dad ate it too, and they didn't show it. We were in Ireland and we were going up this stadium stairs and he tripped over the curb and he like Superman on the floor. I laughed so hard and he laughed so hard and they never showed it. It was one of the funniest.
I would have loved to see that.
But yeah, he went down too.
All right, so let's get to the detour. Balloon collection and color correction. Was this a super unbalanced, or was it because everybody who tried to do it just quit except one team?
There was teams that got to the color, the bandanas before teams that showed up to bandanas, who then left to balloons and finished before bandanas were done.
Nobody finished that except Sunny and Busy.
Like maybe being there was different.
I was confused, and like Phil told us what they were doing, and I was still staring at him like, what are they doing?
So it sounded like there was a set of 10. And within the set of 10, one of them doesn't fit.
I think the instructions were confusing because it just said line order. Like, figure out the line order that's incorrect.
Yeah, but the way it made also sounds like there's a set of 10 and one of them doesn't fit. So it's only going through 10. You pick your set of 10 and go through it.
Those aerial shots made it look like there was a lot of.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it did look like more than 10.
I felt like we were like about to bust out into like okay, it's Coco, you know, like that was the village, like we were getting ready for a party. Like it was.
I think the instructions were probably just very confusing on that. Just literally all the teams were kind of just staring at themselves and staring up at the fire. Mm-hmm. I'm not faulting the teams for that. I think that was just a very unbalanced roadblock from production. I think they were trying to make it tougher by making it more vague, but then they just made it confusing.
Yeah.
But that's what it comes down to sometimes. Like a lot of the roadblocks, I remember looking back thinking like, I'm so glad we didn't choose that one because we wouldn't have been able to figure it out or like get through it so quick. So I think sometimes it's just like luck, whatever you choose too.
And from what I could tell, the balloons, it was all down, like you didn't even have to go down different roads, right? It was just like you went through like the little marketplace from one end to the other and they were just all in like ducks in a row.
Pretty much, yeah. I could show the map. The map is in the chat. Not this chat. It's in Discord chat. I could pop it over here in a sec. But yeah, it's pretty much mostly a straight line, not far, but it's 0.9 miles total to get all of the balloons.
Yeah, like all day long. That was the smarter one. But I'm not saying that Mom and I would have chosen that one. I probably would have chose the other one because I would have thought it was more of a mental. That was just
but because of results, it just seems super unbalanced. Like everybody who went there just left and still finished the other thing faster.
Like that didn't happen if they're like the sliding board puzzle versus the foot volleyball. Like I think if you have, I just don't think there was a lot of mental to that. It was just like a very confusing instructions with a needle in the haystack is what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much. So do you think Danny is the biggest super fan that ever run this race?
Oh,
he started his own race at the age of 12. He started one in his neighborhood at the age of 12.
I would say so. Seeing his excitement Like even if I don't know what he's talking about, seeing his excitement kind of gets me excited. I'm like, ooh, what's he excited about?
She's like, oh, what's this nerd excited about? No, I'm just joking.
Like, ooh, I'm getting FOMO. I want to be excited.
But we love those nerds, aka super fans, because that's who we get on this show. You know, those people who just it's in your blood. You feel it now. Like he got to live his dream, and I love that about it. But there's so many super fans this season, and they seem to be going home like dropping like flies in the beginning.
He is going to give you a run for your money with that cry counter, though.
Oh my God, he is off to a fair start. He is off
That's
to.
coming. Justin, you cried 3 times an episode.
Oh my God, the first episode, I was bawling. I could not fathom being the first team eliminated. I was like, there's no way I prepared all that to be the first team eliminated because of weather.
What if of that is insane to think about?
Really, like that would have changed the whole dynamic of the season. The whole season changes.
That was my only goal. That's what Dad and I said. We were like, the only thing we don't want is to go home first. That's the only.
Mama had 3 goals, and they were goals in order. Like we had to do one at a time. The first one was don't be the first team eliminated. Second one was win a ledge. Third one was win the race. So like we just had to do like one at a time.
Oh my God. And
yeah, 2 of them.
We got 2. Yeah, I mean, you know. Sorry you had to come across that green team, and damn bastards. So Juan and Shane help.
I beat you in a couple leads. 2 of my 10 leads I beat you in.
Well, that's very proud. Juan and Shane help Karishma help.
Yeah, wait till I race against you again, Justin. I'm gonna smoke your ass next time.
Oh, you're gonna be staring at my firm ass as it's jetting past you. It's like, damn, he's been working out. Look at that ass go. Is he almost 50?
I need to put the gif of you in the volleyball outfit.
Yeah, I had man tits. But if I'm ever on the race again, you better believe I'm going to have a firmer ass than NLE. I'm going to be over there like this, in my thong like this. I've got a 20-year-old ass. Look at this.
Hey, just get on the stair stepper. You'll be good.
I need something. I'm going to talk to all the...
NLE, you scare me on the race. I never want to race against you. Like, if we ever go bad, I just want to race with you, not against you.
I might make you climb an entire flight of stairs that you don't need to climb, but, you know.
Hey, listen, I'm down. I think you and I would be a good team for the record.
And nobody would be mad at you for talking shit to James Earl, pushing him like, come on, James Earl.
You wouldn't have to. I would be there right there with you.
Oh, shit.
That's right.
So they help Amber and Vinny get directions to a clue box early on. They think that's going to pay dividends later. Do you think helping Vinny and Amber... Team Walla Walla helping them find the clue box at this point in the leg was good.
Again, I think it's a smart move. They're in the middle of the pack. They're not at risk of being eliminated. They're not at risk of first. Made some friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it hurts too bad to get a friend along the way, especially them. They seem like frazzled early, but they seem like once they calm down and get in their rhythm, that they could really hit their stride and start.
Danny and Angie, or you're talking about Amber and Vinny?
The Amber and Vinny.
Yes, I agree with you. I was like, Danny and Angie have not seemed frazzled to me. They're just like, they're just a little, they're just steady. They are a very steady team.
Is Kasoria being tall like Shaq a good thing? You're just tall like Shaq. Just grab it. Just grab it and go. Didn't help. Everybody wound up switching.
That was just a dumb detour. I'm sorry. It was just a dumb detour. Yeah. If any production's watching, I'm sorry. I give y'all kudos a lot of the times, but this one's not it.
Yeah. Speaking of not it, Chris was not it. He was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna sit. I know it's a race and all, but I'm gonna sit here and be like dry heaving." Just... And he was what happened?
I have such mixed feelings about this because I don't want to kick someone when they were down. Like, for me, and this is just how I did the race. Like, I broke a rib in India carrying that stupid little candelabra, and I was still like pushing it because I didn't want to be eliminated. And like, I refused. Like, I was like bloody showing up to mats at times because like I was not gonna be eliminated. Until like I was gonna like blood, sweat, tears my way Make sure it didn't happen.
No.
Same.
But
Yeah.
it's just I hate critiquing that because it is a health and fitness critique, which isn't necessarily fair from a 35-year-old to a 60-year-old.
Yeah.
Me personally, even at 60, it may be slow. Like I'm gonna be like throwing up on the way to the mat. Like, I truly will be just like driving on my way to the mat.
Yeah. I guess it is hard. I would love to do it again when I'm 60 and see how I feel.
Right? See what type of shape we'll be in 60 when you're 60 years old.
Agree. Yeah, it's just like I said, it's coming from a place of privilege from age, and I hate critiquing it, but I feel like I have to critique.
Well, James Earl doesn't age. He's got the same forehead. It's like not a wrinkle in it. He's got the biggest forehead. And there's no damn wrinkle. Just like
Here we go. I got some. Here we go.
those are smile lines. This never ages. All right, so Juan and Shane help Kisora and Karishma with directions. You think that anybody cares about that?
I mean, they got.
Were you talking about at the roadblock when they had already finished the challenge that they had?
Yeah, they were already leaving. They were leaving,
at
and
that point, sure, go for it. They have to go find the Iguana Bridge, then do the detour, then come back to this thing. Like, we're fine.
Yes. So Team Double Dutch, the red team, Sean and Michelle, and the pink team of Kishora and Karishma both got lost. Everybody else found that they're okay. In this area that they're looking in is like 1 square mile, maybe 2 square miles at the most. So I don't know how everybody's getting lost. There's really not many other places to go.
The thing that's a little weird to me is I feel like even at challenges in our season, we would still like chat. So when we got to I remember specifically in Poland when we were doing those little food trays, like when I got there, it was me and Kelsey. I was like, Kelsey, what detour did you do? Because I was just curious as I'm like walking around from place to place. Like,
yeah,
they not just like some chat? Because like I would ask them because I want to know what like the other half was like, and I just was curious because it's not like there's moments where you're not fully doing the challenge, right? Like you're in between stations at a challenge, things like that.
Yeah.
I'm shocked that they were at the station enough to paint a face and it never got brought up.
Agree.
All right, so let's get to the face painting. The roadblock, the place where it all goes down. How the hell did that get passed? Like looking at some of these places, and I'm going to show actually a picture. Of course, I'm going to show Derek and Shalisa. Oh my God! Like, how is this? How did this get passed, ladies and gentlemen?
I think they gave some forgiveness for the sweat.
Some forgiveness?
Again, I don't fault
some forgiveness.
I don't fault the teams in this though. Like these people have just run 2 legs of the race in South American weather, and they're pouring sweat, and they're like, "I'll make this paint stick on this person's face." Like that's not the team's fault.
Oh, yes, it is. You know why? It's called dry your damn face before you start painting.
Coming from someone who sweats like a dog, I like.
Didn't they have to put something on first?
They had to put the foundation thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That I guess helped it stick on better.
Yeah. Yeah. So they dry yourself off, cool down, put your foundation on, and get it right. You know who did that? Ricky and Caesar, looking good doing it. These dudes are out of shape, and in style. They had like an extra shirt on just so they can look good, and they're still not sweating as much as the dude who's in like cutoffs, and he's jacked.
Yeah,
it looks like he works out every day.
Someone with a drag queen. That's like saying like a pageant queen or a drag queen. Like, come on, they're just in their element. Right?
Dude, they were like. That shit looked money. That was perfection. It was just like he copied that shit like it was a perfect bam. And then meanwhile, you got Derek and Shalisa, they're like slapping it on, just da 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 da.
I will say the funniest like photo, if you were to take a photo of that episode, it would be, again, I don't know if it's Bailey or his brother, the twins. But when they're stopping to ask somebody for directions and he's got the face painting on and he's like running around with butterfly wings in his backpack, like it was so funny.
Like crazy people.
Like, look at, like, what a perfect picture. He needs to make that his profile picture.
I love when Amazing Race does that. They put you in these silly costumes, and then you got to run around the city in these costumes. They make you physically run, not jump in a cab. You got to run around the city.
I'm
You
so
gotta do that
thankful in Ireland they didn't make us wear some kind of like kilt or something. They didn't dress us up at all. And I'm
Well, Annalie, we in San Antonio de Areco, we had to wear like these like horse outfits.
oh,
The
I
boots
remember.
were leather. Every single person's ankles were
Oh, we were ripped to shreds.
destroyed. When I say blisters, like the
Oh.
size of on
It's like
all four ankles.
running in rain boots without the right like socks, and just it was just rubbing against your
Our
skin.
ankles were destroyed.
Everybody just like, God damn it.
You don't really realize it in the moment. It's not until you get to the pit stop and you're like, what's all this blood in my foot?
My bloody foot. We all become Brits. All right, so this is the second part of a mega leg, and this is when like the mental fatigue is kicking in, and teams, they're getting lost, they don't know what to do, they're going to challenges and just blanking out, and you just think like, why is it so hard? Well, it's because the adrenaline. They're doing the second part of a mega leg. Their body is just getting overdosed from adrenaline, more shots when it should have been done for the day, and they're just continuously getting these shots of adrenaline, and then your body's like, ugh.
I just don't even know. For people that haven't done the race, I don't even know a comparison to do. Like the best I can do is like, imagine you signed up for a half marathon one day, you ran the half marathon, and as you cross the finish line, they're like, JK, turn around and go backwards and do it all one more time. Like,
Yeah.
and that's not even a great comparison. I truly don't know how to tell people like how sucky the two like to be continued legs are.
How sucky.
Like, the one that we started in that, you said they're not sucky?
No, how
Okay.
sucky. I just love that's how you describe it. They're just
Remember,
Like we started
on
in Africa,
our
one
leg, or on our mega leg for dinner, we didn't know if we'd have enough money for the rest of the leg. And Dad and I literally split a Snickers bar. That was our dinner.
Mom and I never used the money for food. Like we just starved.
He was strict. He was real strict with Mom. Yeah.
Dude.
I was one of the
James
few
Earl.
teams run out of money.
She was like, he was like, she was like, can I get a coffee? It's like 58 cents. He was like, nah, bitch. Nah, bitch.
Yeah, I tried to buy some cool elephant pants in Vietnam, and they were $5. And my dad was like, "Nope, not happening."
So I was trying to buy cool elephant pants.
I was the same way. I was like, nope, we
I was
don't
like,
have,
"I need
don't have the
a
debt.
souvenir."
Hard no. It doesn't matter if they were 48 cents. James Earl was like, nah, yo. You're just getting
I
pants?
was one of the only teams not to run out of money on our season.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I ran out 3 times. It just
Oh no!
I gave you money, Justin.
you're one of the few, the proud.
Luckily, we
Justin Weiser
didn't.
did me a lot of shit. I was one of the few teams that helped him.
Well, you have been on my podcast since day one. I've always respected you and shown you respect.
On the race, though, you like to give me some shit.
On the race, you were talking shit behind my back, so let's not start.
When did I?
I got video proof, bro.
We're gonna time out on season 36 real quick.
I
Go back
got
to
video
season
proof.
27.
Oh, I can't wait to go over our season. I got all the extra bonus clips that were on YouTube. I got them all, but
said
I got them
everything
all.
to your
Receipts. Receipts.
I was the only person on those video things when everyone was talking shit about you. What did I say about your proposal?
Yeah, you were like, yeah, but it was cute. Like, but you got it started. Like, you get it started up, let everybody get riled up.
I didn't say, but it was cute. Everyone was talking shit, and I was like, it really was cute, guys. Like,
Right? Yeah.
Really proud.
Yeah. No, I love you, man, and I've always loved you.
I said,
Even
all
though
the
you
shit
stabbed me
to
in the
your
back the whole
face. I
time.
was one of the only people on the season that said the shit to your face.
I stabbed you in your face. It's
I
okay.
asked everybody on my season. I was like, "All right, which one of you?"
I
Yeah.
loved it. Annalie, I was such a stan for Annalie.
Yeah, he was a stand for you, but when I did it during our season, I'm a dick. But you do it during your season, I'm a stand for you.
I didn't have
No,
to compete against her.
It's okay. I was a big too. I got a lot of it.
All right, so let's get to this finish line and start finishing this off here. And let's talk in generals. Rod and Leticia just doing it, back to back in it. She was doing
This may truly be a team that does 1 through 3 like finish line placements their whole season. It would not shock me if they're first, second, or third every leg.
Well, if someone is given this much every leg, then they should win. Because she quote, and I quote, I gave you all the action I could today. So don't ask me for any when we get back to the room. Leticia letting Rob know right there on the mat. You are not getting any tonight. Keep your horny ass over there. Testosterone your ass over there. You athletes always know.
I think this is why that team works, though, right? It's because like she is so strong and fierce, and it's like talking to this retired NFL player and like keeping him in his place too, but it's in a respectful, kind, loving way.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to hang out with them. I feel like they'd be fun.
100%. I am not cool enough to hang out with them, but like one can dream.
I feel like I need to go work out before I have to. I can go hang out with them. Like I need to get in shape to go hang out and be their friends. Oh man, this dude. There's no way he's 46. He's 46 and he looks like that. Jesus Christ.
And what is send your workout routine, please.
Right? The dude is like Adonis.
Let's take the time out real quick too. When she was like, I can't keep up with him. He's been training for a while. Like she looks fit.
Yeah.
And she's like, I can't keep up with this. And I'm like, girl, I don't think people can keep up with you.
Ryan Miller wants to know, is there something in my ear? Yes. It's called dry skin. I have eczema. And that's one of the places I have it is in my damn ear.
Get called out.
Yeah, calling me out. It's like, I'm like scratching my damn ear. I can't get it to stop. It's just driving me insane. And I look down in chat and somebody noticed. I'm like, damn it. Somebody noticed. I'm busted. Let's just call it out and put it out there. Everybody knows. I got eczema. Leave me alone, all right? I need
Let the man live.
I need to take one of those damn salt baths in Bali. All right. So I loved everyone running through the city with their buffalo wings, with the butterfly wings. So 2 minutes separates first and second place again as Ricky and Caesar say, I don't care how much of an athlete you are. We are right up your ass. Running at full speed, keeping right there, neck and neck. Mm-hmm. Underdogs, Ricky and Caesar?
I don't know if they're underdogs anymore. Like preseason, I would have said underdogs. I think they're just.
No, and they kind of set the pace. Like you can see the difference in how they approach the mat versus how the twins approach the mat. Like they could have, if they tried, outrun the other two that they were running right next to. They ended up 8th, but they didn't care to. Like, could they have physically? Yes, I think so. But that just goes to show, like, I don't even know the word for it, but it kind of sets the tone for the type of racers they are because they don't care who's next to them. They're going to bust their ass to get there. Whereas other teams are just kind of like, I don't care if we're 8th or 9th, you know?
Yeah, I'm really loving both of them. Like, they are really, I'm enjoying watching, like, a rivalry start to go down of like two teams you would never expect to be the rivalry. It's like
right.
These guys are like, he's like, oh bitch, we will slay you and look good while we do it. And the other team is like, let's do it. They're like, you know, drinking their protein shakes. They packed more protein bars than they did clothes. Like they're just ready to go. It's like I got enough.
Yeah. Yeah, if you talked about the team like that was talking about real estate for makeup with drag shows and like the fiercely competitive that the NFL players like, we gotta watch out for them. Yeah. I love it. It is like what TV dreams are made of.
Yeah, that's the rivalry of this season. Yes, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So we'll see. Danny's cry counter is already starting to build up. He's gonna build up. He may be the cryingest super fan ever if he can stay around long enough.
That is someone too that you can tell he wants this.
Oh my God!
See the fire in him. You don't see the fire in some other teams. You see the fire in him.
Oh,
no. Even when his mom like had to lay down, you could see him in the back, like, oh no, like this could be it. What can I do? You know, you can just see it.
I don't think Chris and Mary have ever lit a fire. I don't think they've ever lit one ever.
Yeah, and
they're just so chill. They were like, just chill.
Relationship, but they're just.
Yeah, she's very respectful and.
Yeah, but they just didn't have that competitive fire. There's ways to be competitive and still be nice and cordial and all of that. There's ways to do it if that's what you want to do. Like if that's if you want to be like that supportive team, I'm not saying I don't know how I'm trying to word it. I'm saying there's different types of competitiveness.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
But you have to have some of it.
Yeah.
I would have been screaming at him.
Oh,
Come on, you old! I don't care if you're passing out. You know where you can breathe? You can breathe while you're walking.
right.
Yep.
Your lungs work the same.
And driving him.
You just have to have those moments too. People like to think Mom and we were like these super sweet teams with herself. There was a time in Paris when she was like completely destroying this rap, and you see me snatch the paper from her. I was like, "What is the plan? What are we doing? How many times are we going to keep doing this?"
He came out with the finger for. He was like, "What are you doing?"
I did. No,
she
was just like kept reading the paper, and I was like, "Hold on, we got to take a break." I like snatched the paper from her. I was like, "What are we doing?
What are you doing?"
Like, how many more times are we going to do this until we finally just switch? Like you
Impossible
have
and
to have
Solo
some fire to
album.
And kind of letting your partner take lead in what they know their strong suit is. Like that's why I don't agree with the rock, paper, scissors thing, because whether it's a detour or a challenge, if dad knew he would be better in one, he was like, I've got this one, I can do this one, or vice versa until the very end when we got stuck, because I totally would have done the river dance. But yeah, I think I would have killed the river dance. Like
I think you would have too.
You fit right in.
That was
the
all
bright red hair.
performance is what it was.
And we were all
confidence.
We were wrong. We thought we had the same number of challenges done until we got there, and we were like, oh, we missed something. We totally missed it.
Bro. Yeah. All right, so what happens here? We get Rod and Leticia, Ricky and Caesar, Derek and Shalisa, Juan and Shane, Yvonne and Melissa, the middle of the pack crew, Angie and Danny pulling up a whoa, look at these guys. He dragged her to 6th place. Amber and Vinny creeping up from 12th to 7th. And bro, Anthony and Bailey are just cruising into level 7. Oh wait, we're going to level 8, bro. We're level 8, bro. We're not 8th place. It's level 8.
They will be one of the next teams out. They have. Sorry, they will. They just so smart. There's no.
I think they're just athletic enough and just chill enough and not stressful enough to make it another leg or two, because there's some other teams that are just
truly
win the whole thing.
frazzled. They're gonna bro their way to 1st place.
Everyone else has a little bit of spark, right? So I think the brother, sister, and father, daughter, they didn't have a lot of fire. What other team other than the twins right now don't have some fire to them? Even the cousins who are not doing hot because they're just like missing clues and not reading stuff, they still have a fire to them.
All right, so roadblock. Somebody wants to know, do you think Amber was too meticulous during the roadblock and let a couple teams pass her, or is that the way to do it? Just do it right the first time.
No, I think you never know what they're looking for. So I think the biggest secret on The Amazing Race is to just go and do it and see what you're getting counted off for, and then go fix it.
Yeah, it never hurts to ask. Check.
I think it depends, and this is the bad part of TV, right? So I'm going to use our season as an example. I think if Krista is doing the face painting and Justin is doing the face painting, there's one team they're going to be a lot more lenient on. That's just the nature of it. I'm sorry. That's just the nature of TV.
Oh, Diana would look like the Joker. She'd have been like, wait till they get a hold of me.
So I think you just have to read the room, is what I would say.
Yeah, I mean, because otherwise, James Earl and his mom would still be in France, because there's no way that they can even say those words, no matter how long you gave him to actually say those words.
I nailed it like second try. Just saying.
I said they. Just team. I don't want to blame one person in particular.
No, it's mom on that one.
I will say too, though, sometimes I feel like maybe it's producers or whatever, but I feel like at any point when they're ready for a team to be done, they can just kind of give the workers a little nod, hey.
I want you to know, I don't know if you know this, Annalie, but on our season, the judge for the rap was so tired of us that he told us he gave us the clue, and production was like, no, they didn't do it. They took the clue back from us.
Took the clue back. And then Phil was like, dude, we have to keep on racing. We got to go. Can you just let them go? It's a keep on racing.
He didn't see Phil there. We saw a PA that read what Phil said.
And Phil was like, "This is what Phil had to say. If he could be sorry, I couldn't make it, James Earl."
Hand to God, that's what it was.
I love it. We're gonna have so much fun during our season. All right, let's finish this episode out here. All right, I think we got some clearly bottom of the line teams, starting with Kishara and Karishma, Michelle and Sean, and Chris and Mary, who ultimately took a break. And when you take too many breaks during the Amazing Race, you don't tend to make it to the finish line at good times.
I do like Vinny and Amber just said their strategy was one and done. It's not a bad strategy at all. Seriously, it's not.
No, definitely not. I went back to check my ratings to see who the bottom three was. I had Chris and Mary, Maya and Rohan, and the third team that I had going out for the final three are Michelle and Sean. So I'm not far off right now. We'll see.
Very well, maybe the next one out.
So we'll see if my bottom three hold up. All right, next week they're off to Colombia. Have you been to Colombia? Never been to Colombia?
Made a trip.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm down. Actually, I'm going to Japan at the end of the month with Michelle and Lewis.
I was like, Michelle and Lewis been to Colombia. They know Colombia well.
Sure. I want to live your life, Annalie.
Yeah.
Hey, come with us. It's all old Amazing Racers once you're part of the fam.
We go. We gotta go. That'd be so fun. Oh my god!
That would be so fun.
That'd be so cool. Amazing Race trip. We gotta get one. All right. So they're going to Colombia. Angie and Danny are on a boat, but the boat is busted. How's that feel? Cooking challenge. Teams must make some sort of chicharrones or repas or something like that. Twins talk about switching detours 4 separate times. There are some.
That's true. If that's not edited, like by twins, they're not coming back from that.
Yeah, a spinning truck. They show them like some sort of spinning truck, and then they have a whole bunch of furniture that looks like it needs moved. Sean says, "I can't do this," while looking at some sort of heights challenge, and then it's like has him saying, "Oh hell no." So lots of drama.
He'll do it.
Everyone does it. You should do it. You don't want to be the Micah and Cannon of modern day Amazing.
Yeah, and if you want to go see, there's a couple sneak peeks, like a minute or two extra. If you want to go see it on YouTube, they revealed some sneak peeks where you could see them climbing this beautiful set of steps that I actually posted on my Instagram and said this would be an awesome place to have a clue box. So I want to go find that. I want to go find it. I'm like, this is another one. That's the 4th time that they clearly listened to exactly what I said. All right, so we give away. We have awards after every show. So Annalie, you're gonna have to come up with an award. I'll give you some time. So, but you have to give some sort of an award, something that represents you, or a trait that resonates with you that you can give away.
Just for example, mine's the seal clap, and it's just like the part that makes me really excited, because for whatever reason, when I was on the race, I developed a seal clap when I got really excited about something. I don't know where it came from, but I just, as you're watching it back, you're like, I did start just doing that out of nowhere. And then it's stuck since then.
And so it's something you do like now too, or?
For some reason, I don't know why it started on the race, but it did, and it has stuck.
Whenever he wins Quizzo, seal clap. It is on.
I really do not know how it began at the age of 26, but it did.
But he's giving out.
So this is something you get on the race and you do after. This is what y'all like.
This is what we do, but you can make yours whatever you want.
Well, he gives this. It's just an award called the seal clap. Like this is his clap for something that happened. Mine is the Superfan Award, where I give away an award that something that a known superfan would do during the race to give them an advantage. You can give.
But what does Joey do? He does like relationship advice, or
he used to give relationship advice, and now he's just like his what the fuck moment. Joey's like WTF moment. So you could literally be anything. You could be.
Okay, maybe for this one it would be like the funniest, like still shot moment, and I think it's the. Do I say it now?
If you want, sure, go for it. Yeah.
No, I think the Come On Dad Award. I just saw that in the chat.
Yeah, there you go. The Come On Dad Award.
Maybe that because they're eliminated now.
Yeah, but now you got to find the person who like maybe the best inspirational, teammate award. Who inspired their team. Come on, Dad Award. Who's the best inspiration?
Oh, I
like it. I'll stick with that. Well, then I guess for this episode, it would have been the cousins, because she was telling her friend, like, come on, girl, like, get it together.
Come on, girl.
Call a shot. Just lift it up.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
getting
this is
mad.
great. It's going to be the Come On Dad Award. I got to get the audio clip so I can just play it whenever. It's like,
We do not need to treat her, Annalie. This is her first week with us. I want her to come back for week 2.
Michelle and Lewis got me on their podcast for our finale, and they got me saying it. They made me say it one time on the finale, and they replayed it, I kid you not, 50 times.
Oh, my, yeah, they would. They would.
I was like, y'all suck.
Yeah, they drink a lot of rum before their show, so they have a lot of fun. Definitely check out Croquette.chat, one of my favorite people, family members on The Amazing Race. All right, so there's a lot going on next leg of the race. We'll see if people's fears get the best of them. We'll see if more people get lost and have no idea what's going on, or if the bros are just too much for bros and don't have the skills to complete either side of a detour.
What's your superfan move, Justin?
My superfan move for this leg is clearly watching Ricky and Caesar work together. I need to give Ricky and Caesar the award for being within a minute or two, because you see them pull up to Phil within a minute or two of Rod and Leticia for 2 legs back to back. I am just, I don't know, nothing specific, but shit, I feel like they deserve something. Like, that is a super impressive, and I hope you're able to maintain this rivalry, and we'll see a true rivalry build of underdogs versus, like, you know, the big bullies on the block, the big sports guys versus, you know, underdogs. I love it.
They're not bullies.
Well, it's
They're
like
not bullies, because they're getting my seal clap this week for their just continued dominance. It's just like globally for this lead.
They're not mean at all.
Rod and Leticia, like, they're just getting, like, every time they do something, they are just right now, and this is still early, right? They're running a masterclass of how to do the race.
Oh yeah,
they honestly are. These first 2 leads, they are showing just a masterclass of this is how you win the race.
Yeah, I mean, and I listen. Any team can get hot for a leg or two. The difference that separates the good teams from the great teams is how you do after leg 6, 7, 8, when it's like you've got nothing left but heart. And then
that's fair.
Maybe I'll change my award to like True Grit Award. Like
it could be anything you want. You could change it to next week, whatever you want. Yeah, whatever you want.
The team that shows like the most grit. I like
that.
Oh, I like that for you, Annalie.
Get it, girl.
That is a perfect one.
No, which team's got it? Which team has it?
Yes.
I gotta think about it now.
Yeah.
I still stand by what I said all last season. For your season and a lot of recent seasons, individually, you are one of the toughest racers I've ever watched.
Yes.
Well, thank you. Yes. Shoot. I'm ready to go again. Like, if I just had one more chance, I swear I'd win it. I know what to do now. I know who not to listen to. I'm ready to get back.
And he ran firsthand with, Diana. So that's a big it's a big compliment for him to give that compliment to you. So he sees it firsthand.
So we really got to recap our season sometime. I have so many feelings to share.
I know you do. It's gonna be so great. Everybody in chat, thank you so much. If there's any questions, comments, concerns, toss them up here. I'll get back to you if it's later. Throw a little hashtag races recap. And Leigh, welcome to the crew. Let everybody know where they can follow your incredible journeys. Let them know how they can follow your content, because you make a lot of beautiful content, not just like not silly content like some of the older Amazing Racers. You actually yours is it's beautifully shot and it's in incredible places. So
well, I appreciate that. I'm on Instagram. It's called the Bucket List Vagabond, and I just share like bucket list experiences and destinations all around the world. Some are just pretty, and some are like actual like facts, like top 5 things to do in Portugal or whatever. So
it just followed you.
It 100% seems like you basically take girls on like dream vacations of dream like girl vacations, where you take like a group of like 6 to 8 girls to some like crazy location that could be the plot of some movie where people fall in love and get married and like Like, it just seems like with all of your trips.
We have guys too. We've got a Utah trip coming up. It's a van life, and there's a lot of guys coming on that one. So we're like,
it's just like it's like some sort of rom-com happening every time I see one of your videos. It's like all these girls like having fun on the beach, and it's just like,
shoot, I'm about to start my own little like Love Island or something.
There you go.
I'd watch it go on, Annalie.
Hey, I always think I'm Cupid with my single friends. I'm like, ooh.
So turn your 1 week into a 2-week couples retreats or potential singles vacation.
Yeah, shoot. I'm gonna film it all too.
Why not? I'm sure you can get a resort to let you film that. All right, we'll talk. All right, guys in chat, if you got any ideas for an idea for former amazing racers who are going to be featured on a Love Island type of show, no. But if you want to go, on the trip, she got all the information. Check it out. James Earl, are you still super private, or do you actually do stuff on social media?
I don't do a lot of stuff on social media. I stalk a lot of people on social media, but I don't post a lot. My life's pretty boring. All I do is just work. Which
makes me think he has one of the ultimate troll accounts on reality TV. Probably one of the ones that like shits on me all the time.
I mean, I just don't shit on you publicly, Justin. There's nothing private about
that. So, Annalie, thank you so much for coming on. I hope you had a good time.
Of course. I can't wait for the next one.
Yeah, I'm glad we got to ease into it before you got to meet Joey Covino and have to deal with him.
I can't wait to see them interact.
Oh, I'm just glad I didn't have to deal with his internet this week. Jesus Christ, the worst. We got everybody in the feedback. Everybody who writes like, "What the hell is wrong with Joey?" It's unlistenable.
All right. Gotta go, Justin.
All right, get out of here. I love y'all. Miss y'all. See y'all next week. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us.